Alright folks, today we're going to be talking a little bit about weedless crappie jigs. I'm going to show you how I make these very inexpensively. It's very simply made as well. You're going to need a couple of things to do this. There's a specialty tool that I use. It's called a dental drill. You can buy these at Harbor Freight. They're really inexpensive. Looks like this right here. Pardon my hand in the picture. I don't know if you can see that size or not. That is a... Sorry about that. These, of course, are metric. Let's see if we can get a shot of that. Get it to focus. It's not really helping. Okay, I've put this under the magnifying glass. It's a 0.9 by 8 millimeter. As you can see, it does have an orange ring on it. And they are all color coded. So if you get the one that's orange, that's all you need. So we'll get right into it. So this is going to be kind of tricky. I'm going to try to get this in the shot so you can see it. So what you want to do is take this drill. Now these jig heads typically are poured lead. So it's very soft. So you don't need any kind of power tool to use this. Actually, this little rubber ring gives you enough grip to spin these with your finger. What we're going to do is we're going to go right in this little crease right here. See if you can see this. Right in this crease, in line with the eye and the hook end. And we're going to drill right at a 45-degree angle. Just going to spin this thing a little bit. Get our hole started where we want it. I actually like to get back a little bit on it. So I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. May help if you have magnifying lens or magnifying glasses to wear while doing this. But you're basically going to drill a hole here. The reason I use this size is because I used a micrometer to test what size this 50-pound monofilament line I'm using to make this weed guard, which, by the way, is what I'm using to make this weed guard. I bought a whole roll of it for about $1 at Walmart. I use the cheapest thing I can find because, well, I'm making weed guards out of it. And that's all. That's the only thing that I use 50-pound monofilament for, so I don't need anything special. Alright, so we're down in there pretty good. You don't have to go out of sight or anything. You just really need enough of a hole to position that monofilament. Sorry about that. So next what we're going to do is we're going to get our mono, which is, this is what I'm using here. It's Zebco Omniflex. It's a 50-pound mono. It actually tells you on the package 0.029 diameter, which is close. I micrometered at 0.027. That's 0.02 of an inch is not enough to worry about. So what I'm going to do off camera here is clip me a piece of this about, I don't know, 2 inches long maybe. just enough to give me some I can handle and some I can glue it in with. And I'm going to take this super glue. This is Loctite super glue gel. I'm going to get my, this 50-pound, this cheap mono has really bad memory problems. So that's why I'm leaving it this long, so I can get the curve that I want in the location that I want it. And it's not, curving out to one side or curving out to the other or whatever. I can line it up right over the hook. So I'm going to take this mono now, and I'm going to dip the end of it right there. Just get a little bit of that super glue on there. And I'm going to push it right down in this hole that I made. And I'm going to make sure I've got it centered where I want it. And I do. I need to move that just a little bit that way. And as you can see, that's pretty good. And of course, I'm not holding it. It's just there. It's in place. It doesn't take this super glue long to dry. We're going to go not very far above the end of the hook. I'll try to stay in the center of the shot here if I can. And I'm going to clip just above the tip of this hook. And that's kind of tough. That 50-pound mono is kind of tough to clip with these. There we go. And there it is. Weedless hook. Should be 50 pounds. Should be light enough to, let a fish get it. But heavy enough to keep you, if you're jigging, from hanging up so much. There's very little pressure to push that over. I know I've seen on several channels where people use 30-pound. So I just used this 50-pound because I didn't think 30-pound was going to be heavy enough for what I was doing. Of course, that's just my opinion. But this is how I make my jig heads weedless.